Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Francesca back with another reaction video. Today I'm going to be looking into Samson's song Immigration. I have not seen it before, so this will be a first time reaction as usual. So let's jump right in and find out what it's all about.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security.
If you're illegal, we don't fucking want you here. I don't care if you're brown or if you got blonde hair. I don't care what color you are, it's all the same. If you're as white as Elon or dark as Cobby Lane, you do it legal. And if you don't, get the fuck out. Rules keep our lives civilized, otherwise we bug out. If we don't vet citizens at the entrances, and it's a recipe for disaster. We can't just let anyone in, that's crazy. They ain't just grabbing random people. They ain't just driving around and packing vans with Latinos. This ain't a haphazard attack on the Latin scene. It's cracking down on those who came through a passage that was illegal. I don't see the...
Exactly. And what annoys me about this topic is everybody always tries to make everything about racism when it's not. I know for a fact most people, and I'm not going to speak for all people because I'm sure there's some other people out there that are, not kind people, but for most people on the right, we don't care if we have immigration as long as it is legal immigration. What kind of message does it send to people when we say, oh, well, if you break in to our country, because that's what you do when you don't go through the legal pathways to become a part of this country. You have to do it legally. Every other country in the world is this way. There is no reason why we should be any different.
And most Mexicans don't either. It's always the younger crowd that's acting so eager. So fuck the kids, ask the parents what they see. If they're immigrants, I almost guarantee they disagree. See, there's no one more proud in this country than those who came to it and did it the legal way and made dough and attained the shit. Then they turn around and see this protest nonsense. All these posters for folks who didn't go through the process. My father-in-law came to this country with nothing, no money to his name, turned nothing to something. And when he sees these videos of all the sudden destruction, he looks me in the eyes and tells me that he's fucking disgusted.
And that is how all of us came to this country. My ancestors came over with nothing. They worked hard to get the life that they wanted. It wasn't just handed to them. It wasn't just handouts. They didn't get welfare. They didn't do any of that. They worked hard and they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. Oh God, I said it. And had their American dream.
Videos of all the sudden destruction. He looks me in the eyes and tells me that he's fucking disgusted. You'll never see him in that crowd. It's just a bunch of kids holding up fuck ICE signs, but they don't know what they did. They don't even know who the hell was detained, and if you asked them, I bet they couldn't even tell you their names. It's fucking insane. There's no sense to be had, no thought whatsoever, no direction or path. If you're protesting being sent back to your country, then why the fuck would you be holding up the Mexican flag? Explain it to me, cause really it doesn't make any sense to me. Who's the enemy? Your movement perplexes me. That's like breaking out of prison and going straight to the street and holding up a picket sign.
And that's a big difference between the immigrants now, or at least the ones coming over illegally, and the immigrants from back in the day. The immigrants from back in the day came to America to be part of America. The immigrants now, and I'm not going to speak for all of them, but a lot of them seem to want to take over America, and they hate America. Then go back home. Nobody's forcing you to stay here. Why would you stay somewhere you hate so much?
For the penitentiary, I always been a firm believer in statistics. I always thought the numbers that you see are realistic, but I don't know. After the riots in LA, I think the unemployment rate is way higher than they say. Look at you, fucks. Good heavens, Pete's sake. Y'all been out in these streets now for several weeks, man. Y'all just doing it to do it. You don't even care that much. You ain't doing it for the cause. You just there to tear shit up. And what the fuck's with all the white people up in the mix? My people always gotta have something to fix. Did you ever think for one split second they don't want you there, and you're just getting in the way of what they're trying to accomplish here? Don't worry, you don't have have to face it alone. If there's a racial issue, we'll make it our own. You think screaming at the cops at the top of your lungs is gonna make them have a change of heart and drop all their guns? Like a scrawny little long-haired bony fucking white dude is gonna say some profound shit to an ICE agent, and it's gonna make him change his mind about his occupation. Like, you know what? You're right, this is racist.
I'll get you a job. I'll get you a job, man. I can get you a job. I can get you a good paying job. I can get you a good paying job. Guns don't belong here. Put the gun down. I'll get you a job. You're fucking hired. Please, man.
Look, I ain't heartless. I know that there's a lot of anger and pain this causes. There's a lot of people that did no harm at all. But you gotta understand, dog, the law is the law. And breaking it with good intentions doesn't make it right. You ain't exempt from the consequences. You gotta pay the price. You should have thought twice before you did what you shouldn't. But I'm willing to bet that you knew the risk and you took it. And that's the problem. Why you came here in the first place. The fear of getting caught wasn't as worse as your birthplace. Just food for thought. Instead of trying to elude the law, maybe you should all be trying to solve the root cause. Why is it our duty to adjust our immigration? We ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to change, how about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from? I know what you're gonna say, that's a hard sell. Corruption in the government and plus the cartel, those are big issues, something we need to sift and get through. And I'd be more than happy if we helped fix it with you, but not like this. Not by taking down our borders, but by giving you what you need so you can salvage yours. Military support and economic assistance to go to war with the forces that's threatening in y'all's existence. It wouldn't be that hard for us to chisel off a piece. Look up a chart, dog. I mean, we've almost given y'all the least. So fuck it, we're already stuck in debt with trillions. So what's it gonna hurt to spend a couple extra billion? Shit, in my eyes, helping our neighbors is critical. I'd rather give you residuals than Ukraine and Israel. We've given them hundreds of billions of dollars each. And you know how much we've given y'all? 3. I ain't saying that you need it or to beg us for it. I'm just saying that we spend a lot and we could lend support. I'm all for helping out the country to the south of us, but politicians never put their money where their mouth is. They always say they care, but they never give a fuck. They just put a band-aid on the cut, but never stitch it up. Even if you make it here, it doesn't change the fact that the rest of your nation remains in chains and trapped. The Mexicans I talk to love their country deeply, even though growing up in that bitch wasn't easy. They're grateful for the opportunity that we provide, but they remember where they came from and they love to see it thrive. So while you're protesting, put that on your piece of paper. You want the US to help you make your country safer, but until then, if you're illegal, you can leave here. You don't want them there, and we don't want them here either.
A lot of Mexicans, and I know this from knowing Mexicans, and I know this from hearing admissions of other Mexicans in various places, we're kind of helping them anyways because they take the money that they earn here a lot of times and they send it back to Mexico. So as long as they're trying to forward their country in some way, or, you know, their families, I suppose, then in a way we already are helping them by giving them jobs. However, again, this should not be done illegally. I know that I've been to a few different countries. I actually got turned away from England because I didn't have the appropriate paperwork, and they put me in, what was it called? Not retainment, but they put you basically in like a little prison thing, kind of sort of like a holding cell. Like, it's not a holding cell, I suppose. You can walk around, but it was mostly, let's just say not white people and not female. So it was a very different situation. I was a lot younger then, so I don't think I was aware of just how bad things could have been. But I was only there for a night, and I was sent back home on my dollar because I didn't have the proper paperwork. So if England does it that way, if other countries do it that way, I don't see why we should be any different. Again, we need to protect our borders, and just letting people come in unvetted is not the way to do it. That's how you destroy a country. That is not how you improve upon it. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Other than that, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and peace out.